there, welcome to the Christian Media Marketing Show, to the podcast, to the video show. My name is John, and I am thankful to spend some time with you today. I'm especially thankful to spend some time with you today. I am traveling these 4 weeks or so of just a few days being home will wear on you, but it's important. It's important to meet with other workers. It's important to meet with partners. It's important to meet with those who are financially helping us be able to serve so many different teams all around the world. And so I'm in the midst of one of those travels, and yet I've taken a detour today to go visit my mom. And what I had planned to be sharing is starting a new series. I'll be starting that next week, Lord willing, on just the concept of partnership itself, the way I define it, the way that I look at it. And it's really important as we're looking to expand the network, as we're changing the name to the Digital Disciple Making Network instead of the Media to Movement Coalition. In all of those areas, I think it's important. Words matter and defining things matter. And I'm going to be sharing just what partnership looks like, why it's important, why God wants it, ways we can do it, opportunities that maybe you and I can even partner together. And I was all ready, notes are ready, research is done. And then I took this trip. And I just want to share with you in this episode today, just for a couple minutes, my heart. One of the key things that I wanted to change coming off of the sabbatical was not to have this podcast and YouTube show be about, well, here's how you get a plug-in, or here's how you update a pixel, or things like that. I mean, those are important, and there will be times when I talk about them possibly, but I wanted to talk about bigger picture, philosophy, spiritual things. And so that's where I find myself tonight as I'm recording this video. I got up real early this morning. I flew to Missouri, rented a car, and then drove several hours to go visit my mom. My mom has dementia, and she had a stroke about 2 months ago. And before she had her stroke, I was on another work trip like this, and I was able to visit her in the nursing home that she's in, where they're providing the care for her. And she didn't know I was coming, and I came into the room. She didn't see me, and the other person in the room, she was sitting there, and she was telling them, "Oh, I have two sons," and she was telling them about our names and all of that. And one of the realities of her dementia, Alzheimer's, is that her personality has changed, but in some ways, it's changed to an even nicer, a sweeter form. And she's stuck on a loop. So she'll talk about the same things about every 5 or 10 minutes. But what she was talking about was her kids and her family. And I don't know how many hundreds or thousands of times she has told the people there at the nursing home about her kids. But that's what she was doing when I walked in. And she was so excited to see me. She had no idea I was coming. Gave me a huge hug. I had brought her a cell phone so that we could text back and forth a little bit easier than the way she had communication there. And we took a picture together, a selfie. I put it on her cell phone, has her page right there on her cell phone. And then I had to take off. So after a little bit of time, I took off. And it was only a couple more weeks later when the stroke happened. I paralyzed her on the right side, and she couldn't talk, and she was scared. It was obvious. My brother was able to go visit her and talk with her, and she couldn't talk, but she did raise her thumb up when he asked her if the St. Louis Cardinals was her favorite baseball team. She brought her thumb up on that one. Well, just about a week or so ago, we got news that she was back in the intensive care because she had an infection. She was septic. And this has continued to go on. And in fact, last week on my travels, I was expecting to get a phone call saying she had already passed. But she's tough and she's been fighting. And so she's hung around, and I was able to go visit her today and to say goodbye and tell her she didn't need to fight anymore. to tell her she's done a good job, to tell her that she has people that care for her, to let her know that what's coming next is going to be so much better than what she's facing right now. And the hospice nurse is in there and she says, well, I don't think it's going to be more than a day or two at most. And we'll see. She wasn't responsive. She never opened her eyes. In fact, she was making some sounds that the hospice nurse said these are the sounds of someone who's dying. And it's that reality again of the world that we lived in. The world that you and I are in is a fallen world. And we were never created to mourn. When God created Adam and Eve, humans were not created to mourn or to cry. There was no weeping, there was none of those things. It was a perfect place with a perfect relationship. And then sin entered the world. And God has not left us without a plan, and He has not left us without hope. That's one of those key things. I was sharing to an international leadership group this last Sunday, um, for one of my partners, and I shared with them that the word hope in my English Bible shows up 72 times, but it only shows up one time before the resurrection. It's the fact that Jesus conquered sin and death and the grave that gives us hope. And that's the message that I hope you are putting in your media and in your marketing, on your websites, and everything that you and I can do to make Jesus known and to let people know of that hope that's there. In the book of Acts, it says this word. It says that he will wipe away, Revelations 21:4, he will wipe away every tear from their eyes, and death shall be no more. Neither shall there be mourning, nor crying, nor pain any more, for the former things have passed away. That's the hope that we have. That's the hope that I have for my mom, for my wife, for my kids, for you, for the people that you serve, is that they will know the God who will wipe away every tear. In Acts, as I was saying, there is this message that salvation is found in no one else, for there is no other name under heaven given to mankind by which we must be saved. That's the message. That's the thing that needs to be on our lips. That's what we need to be sharing. So it's possible that we can make things that are cute. Sometimes we can make things provocative or whatever. But maybe I'm simplistic. But I just think when we lift up Jesus, when He is the one that we talk about, when we give hope to people, that's the thing that He promises He will use to draw all men to Himself. And so I hope that you are encouraged as you hear this. It's okay to be sad. My oldest son said that. It's okay to realize that people aren't perfect. My mom definitely wasn't. But we are not victims to our past, nor are we victims even to where we are right now. We can change right now, this day, this time, and we can turn towards God and we can help others turn towards Him as well. To that point in time where we will look forward to that time when He will be there and we will see Him face to face. So I hope that you are encouraged today. I am. Even though I'm sad, I'm encouraged and I long for heaven and I want as many people as possible to go there with me. And I hope you will too. Share that. Share Jesus. Lift Him up. Until next time, take care and God bless.